the news, the 10 o'clock update with Susan Miller, Ted Texter, and Steve Grad. And now, the 10 o'clock update.
Good evening. There are still a lot of questions tonight concerning yesterday's apparent suicide at the Kansas City jail. Police continue their investigation into Wesley Grayson's death. And as KMBC's Kelly Williams reports, officers aren't the only ones looking for some answers.
Political program is sponsored by TV for Goldwater Miller on behalf of Barry Goldwater, Republican candidate for President of the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, we take pride in presenting a thoughtful address by Ronald Reagan. Mr. Reagan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you and good evening. The sponsor has been identified, but unlike most television programs, the performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course. I believe that the issues confronting us cross party lines. Now, one side in this campaign has been telling us that the issues of this election are the maintenance of peace and prosperity. The line has been used, we've never had its total value. As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. Do they mean peace, or do they mean we just want to be left in peace? There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long...
I'm Dr. Michael Resnick with a new sunscreen idea.
This medical news update is brought to you by Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Most sunscreens filter out ultraviolet B rays, but did you know that they do little against ultraviolet A rays? And we now know that UVA rays can lead to premature aging and cancer. But a new sunscreen called Photoplex will soon be available. And it should be much more effective against the A rays. In the meantime, please, try to limit your sun exposure. Now this.
This story, one of my friends turned to the other and said, "We don't know how lucky we are." And the Cuban stopped and said, "How lucky you are." I had some place to escape to. Confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. You and I are told increasingly we confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. You and I are told increasingly we confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. No such thing as a left or right. You and I are told increasingly there's only an up or down. Man's old age dream, the ultimate in individual freedom consistent with law and order, or down to the ant heap of totalitarianism. And regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. In this vote harvesting time, they use terms like the Great Society, or as we were told a few days.
Me? I love the sun, but I don't go out until sundown.
People all over are discovering one of the healthiest ways to face sunup is sundown sunscreen.
We don't go out until sundown.
Sundown is specially made to help protect against painful sunburn and premature aging caused by the sun's damaging rays.
And I don't go out until sundown.
So whatever you do, for healthier skin under the sun, don't go out until sundown. From Johnson & Johnson.
Mark of Pennsylvania, another articulate spokesman, defines liberalism as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power as meeting the material needs of the masses through the full power.
Естественно, что партийные товарищи рассказывали не раз, как в деревне спрашивали, кто такой середняк. И на это мы отвечаем: середняк — это такой крестьянин, который не эксплуатирует чужого труда, не живет чужим трудом, не пользуется ни в какой мере, никоим образом плодами чужого труда, а работает сам, живет собственным трудом. Таких крестьян было меньше, чем теперь при капитализме, потому что большинство
A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose. They also knew, those founding fathers, that outside of its legitimate functions, government does nothing as well. $30 million on deposit in personal savings in their banks. When the government tells you you're depressed, lie down and be depressed. We have so many people who can't see a fat man standing beside a thin one without coming to the conclusion the fat man got that way by taking advantage of the thin one. So they're going to solve all the problems of human misery through government and government planning. Well, now, if government planning and welfare had the answer, and they've had almost 30 years spending, one more program to the 30-odd we have, and remember, this new program doesn't replace any, it just duplicates existing programs. Do they believe that poverty is suddenly going to disappear by magic? Well, in all fairness, I should explain there is one part of the new program that isn't duplicated. This is the youth feature.
I know a place that's peaceful and quiet, a place where animals play. It's called the forest, but every year we start forest fires. A careless match or cigarette and poof, fire. So the next time you're in the forest, be extra careful, okay?
If you knew it was me, would you have listened?
Area Redevelopment Agency. They've just declared Rice County, Kansas, a depressed area. Rice County, Kansas has 200 oil wells, and the 14,000 people there have over... Now, do they honestly expect us to believe that if we add $1 billion to the $45 billion we're...
Still a lot of questions tonight concerning yesterday's apparent suicide at the Kansas City jail. Police continue their investigation into Wesley Grayson's death, and as KMBC's Kelly Williams reports, officers aren't the only ones looking for some answers.
Kansas City's Channel 9.